बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम आमीन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन. In this lecture I will discuss the solution of P39709 component 31 of June 2020, and for this I am using the work of an outstanding, the most dedicated and one of my best student, Miss Maheen of class 2021, the Lyceum. Well, all instructions are very important, especially the last one. Give non-exact numerical answers correct to three significant figures or one decimal place for angles in degrees, unless a different level of accuracy is specified in the question. An important advice or tip for you: always read the questions carefully so that you can extract the given information properly and correctly. Question number 1. You have two methods to solve this question. Find the set of values of x for which this inequality will be verified. Give your answer in exact form. So the first method is convert this inequality into standard index form. Into this form. This is the first method, and this method is simple. For that you need to use these rules of indices. Whenever you have index equation or inequality, we normally use these rules. Make sure you must be good at with these rules. So I'm using this rule, this one here. So this 3 power 1 minus 2x will become 3 power 1 over 3 power 2x, and this will become 9 power x at then, and you can multiply these two terms. 2 into 3 makes 6. Now bring this here, so this will become 45 power x. See, this is the standard index inequality. Now you have to write this in this way. See, 45x is greater than 6. So we can write 45 power x greater than 6. This head is pointed towards 6. It's here. Now take LG on both sides. Either LG or ln, you have option. So when you will take either LG or ln on both sides, you will get this thing. Now bring this x here. So LG 6 upon LG 45. So this is the easiest way. This is a more difficult way. By taking ln on both sides and simplifying this, you will get this thing. I would prefer this way. Use this one. This is simple. This is complicated. Only those students who have enough practice can manage this way. This student is very smart. She managed this easily. But students on average are unable to manage these calculations. So always convert your equation or inequality in the standard index form and then take either LG or ln. Use this method always. This is the binomial theorem question, and make sure you make the first term 1 before applying the theorem. And for that you need to take 2 common, but take this 2 common very carefully. So when you will take this 2 common, you have to use square bracket. 2 1 minus 3x upon 2 whole power minus 2. Now give this power to both the terms, this and this. So when you will give minus 2 to this will become 2 power minus 2, and minus 2 is here. And then this will become 1 upon 4. Now you can expand this and use a square bracket. According to binomial theorem, copy 1 here, the first term, then use n upon 1 factorial, second term power 1. N minus 1, 2 factorial, second term power 2, and that's it, because you have to expand till x square. Now simplify this correctly. That's the final answer. For which the expansion is always valid, find the set of values for which the expansion is valid. Always use this rule. Modulus x is less than 1. Always write the second term here. The second term is this. Write this here. Replace this x by this second term, and then solve this inequality for modulus x. Bring minus 3 upon 2 outside the bracket, modulus. When you will bring this outside the modulus, it will become positive 3 upon 2, because modulus converts negative into positive. And modulus x is less than 2 upon 3. Always use this inequality rule for which and to get the values of x for which the expansion is valid, and always use this thing here, the second term. See the presentation, amazing, amazing work. If all students do like this, they would definitely get at least an A. Presentation is extremely important. Always do neat work. Tan theta plus 60 and 2 this. You just need to expand this through sum of angle formula of tan. Tan theta plus 60 will become tan theta plus tan 60, 1 minus tan theta tan 60. Minus will become tan 60 minus tan theta, 1 plus tan 60 tan theta. You can check the formulas in MF19. Tan 60 is root 3, and now you have to bring this entire expansion on left hand side so that you can take the LCM. Do the calculations very carefully, avoid the careless mistakes. When you will take the LCM, this will be here and this will be here, and this denominator will become a square minus b square. Now do the cross multiplication and multiply these terms. You'll get this equation. Now either break the middle term or use the quadratic formula. I think breaking of middle term is not possible. I think, let me check. Plus 3 tan theta minus 3 minus tan theta. I think it's possible. Let me check this. 3 tan square theta, 3 tan theta minus 1. So 3 tan theta is common, so we have tan theta plus 1 minus 1 is common. Yeah, middle term breaking is possible. So you have two values. So you have option, either use quadratic formula or break the middle term. So you will be getting two values of tan theta. So take the tan inverse of this positive sign. This is alpha and this is alpha. You have to work in first and second quadrant only. Therefore, this is in second quadrant. So this answer will become this. Let me check this. This is positive. So this should be this one. And this must be this one. This is alpha 2. Let me correct this. You can just write alpha if you want. This inverse is here and this inverse is here. This is in second quadrant, so answer will be 180 minus this. And this is in first quadrant, so 12.1. Make sure you give your answer up to one decimal place. This is UV. Find the x coordinate, a stationary point. So first you have to differentiate this through UV formula. UV prime, VU prime. So according to UV formula, you will get this thing. He used VU prime, UV prime, it's fine. And equate this to 0. Take e power 2x common. This is 0 and this is not possible because ln 0 is invalid. And from here you are getting one value, because tan is positive and it is in first quadrant only, because you cannot work in third quadrant, the domain is still here. So that's the final answer. Determine whether this stationary point is maximum or minimum. You need to differentiate this again. So when you will differentiate this again, you will get this thing. And at this value, the answer is negative. So maximum point. Find the quotient and remainder. This is so simple. By using long division method, we can easily get quotient and remainder. This is the quotient and this is the remainder. You all know how to use long division. You divide this first term by this first term, and make sure both the things are in descending order. So when you will divide 2x cube by x square, you will get 2x. So write 2x here and multiply 2x with this bracket and complete this. So remainder is 6 and quotient this, and this is the remainder theorem. You don't need to write this here, but just for your conceptual clarity, this fraction can be written in this form according to remainder theorem. Quotient, remainder, divisor. This is the remainder theorem, and you will use this form in later part, in this next part of this question. Here, see, because they are asking integrate this. You cannot integrate this. You have to integrate this thing. And this is the tan inverse format. Bring this 6 outside the integral. See, this is the tan inverse. So you need to write the reciprocal of this here, 1 upon root 3, tan inverse, and the fraction of these two, x upon root 3, and then apply the limits. And do these calculations carefully. Make sure your calculator must be in radian mode. Iteration. This is the shaded area, and the area of shaded region is equal to area of circle. This is so simple. You can easily get this area by subtracting area of these two, area of this sector from the area of this triangle. So shaded area is area of these two triangles minus area of this sector. So area of shaded region is this, area of these two minus sector. But first we need to work for this length 80. For that we need to use tan in this triangle. So it must be r tan x. It's here. So 2 times area of this triangle minus area of this sector is pi r square, area of circle, shown. This equation has one root, this one. So you have to equate this to 0 first equation, and then suppose this as f of x. Check f of 1 and then f of 1.5. This is positive and this is negative. Since f of 1 is positive and f of 1.4 is negative, therefore the root lies between these two values. Now find the root. So this is the initial value, this one, x1. x1 is 1. Now repeat the process unless you get a repeated number. So this is the repeated number. Make sure you show the each iteration up to 4 decimal places and answer up to 2 decimal places. And use your calculator in radian mode. You should do your P3 in radian mode. Make sure your calculator must be in radian mode while solving the whole P3 paper, except the trigonometric question in which the answer is in degrees. The domain is in degrees. If in trigonometry and in vectors, your calculator should be in radian mode or degree mode. Otherwise, the calculator must be in radian mode. So keep your calculator in degree mode only while solving questions of trigonometry when domain is in degrees and in vectors. And for the rest of the P3, your calculator should be in radian mode. This is f of x. Show that f prime x is negative for all x in the interval. So first you have to find f prime x, and for that you need to use u upon v rule, and u upon v rule is here. Now you have to find the values of f of x. You have to find the values of sine x. You know, when you put sine minus pi by 2 here, you'll get minus 1, and when you will put sine 3 upon 2, you'll get 1. So sine x is minus 1 to 1. Now check. When you will put sine x minus 1 here, you will get minus infinite. And when you will put sine x, the value of sine x is 1, you will get minus 1 upon 2. So your answer is lying between minus infinite and minus half. That means entire negative. So f prime x is always negative for these values of x. Now you have to integrate this is the basic formula too. This is the function and its differential here. The differential of this denominator is cos x, so you just need to use ln and then apply limits and do the calculations carefully. Differential equation, given that the gradient is proportional to this, that means dy upon dx is proportional to this, so dy upon dx is k times this. Now do the variables separable, bring dx here and y here. This will become x power minus 3 upon 2 in numerator, and you can easily integrate this and use this point and this point for the values of k and c. This is equation number 1. Substitute this and this to get c and k. This is c and this is k. That's the final answer. Describe what happens to y as x tends to infinite. This is so simple. When x tends to infinite, then this fraction will tend to 0. You know, constant upon infinite is 0. So ln y will approaches to 2 and y will approach to e square. Remember this. Constant upon infinite is 0. So this fraction will be 0. So ln y will tend to 2 and y will tend to e power 2 because of the index form. The base of ln is e, so y will become e power 2. This will become 0. Vectors OA, OB, OC. Find the scalar product of this angle B. So BA, BC. We read this as BA, BC. So you have to take the dot product of BA and BC. First get BA. BA is OA minus OB. Now take their dot product. As the dot product is 0, therefore this angle is 90 degree. So B 90 degrees at B. Show that ABC is isosceles. Very simple. Get the lengths of AB and BC. First, you have vectors AB and you need to work out for AC. First, find vector AC and check their lengths. The length of AB is 5 and the length of AB is under root 5, under root 5. Same, therefore ABC is an isosceles triangle. Find the shortest distance from O to this line. First form the equation of this line. The equation of this line will be R is equal to either B plus TQ. Q means position vector BC. So this is Q. We already have BC. This is BC, so this is Q. And you can use any point here, either B or C. And suppose this R as OF, the foot of perpendicular from O to this line. Since F is XYZ and R is XYZ, therefore R is OF. Now OF is in the form, now work for O. So since we have OF, now we need the distance OF. But before that, we need to work out the value of T. Since OF is perpendicular to T, Q, this is the direction vector. See, OF is perpendicular to Q. Therefore, the dot product of OF and Q must be 0. So T is 14 upon 9. Substitute this here and get OF and then get its magnitude. If you know the concept of shortest distance from given point to given line, you can easily manage this. You can only understand this solution or any solution if you have strong grip on the concepts. If you are good at the concepts, then you can solve or understand the solutions of the paper. If you are not good at the concepts, then don't watch these lectures. I mean, you should not go for yearly papers. You should first understand the you first need to see, this is the way to study. Number one, review all the notes of the chapters, like review vectors thoroughly, integration, complex number, so on. to refresh and organize your work. This is the first step. The first step of these studies is make sure you have organized your concepts of the whole syllabus of P3 if you are doing P3, and then uh, just go through the solutions of important questions, topical, and then go for the yearly paper. So the first step is go through the notes to refresh and organize your concepts. Number two, go through the solutions of important questions which you have done during the lessons. Number three, go for the yearly papers. This is the way to study. Well, this is the shortest distance. If you know the concepts how to find shortest, then you can easily understand this thing. If you don't know anything about the way to find the shortest distance, you won't be able to understand this way. So must watch my lectures on the concepts of the P3 topics, or must go through my notes. I explain everything in detail, like these things. First, we need to rationalize this. So when you will rationalize this, you will get this thing. In rationalization, we multiply and divide the given fraction with this, the denominator with opposite sign. The denominator is a plus 2i, so we need to multiply this whole thing by a minus 2i, a minus 2i. And this is the final answer. Real part, imaginary part. Find the exact value of a for which argument u steric. Now this is u, and u steric, in u steric the I has negative sign, the opposite sign. This is u steric. The imaginary part has opposite sign in steric. It's pi by 3. So just take find alpha. When you will find alpha, it is tan inverse this 3a upon 6, because denominator will be cancelled out. So tan inverse half. Tan inverse half is pi by 3. (3a upon 6). Oh, sorry, it's given, pi by 3 is given. So tan inverse, you need to do this in this way. Tan inverse 3a upon 6 is pi by 3. But since you are working in clockwise direction, so you need to write a negative sign. Your answer is this, minus root 3. And this is the way to get the answer. The other way is this, tan inverse 3a upon 6 is pi by 3. But since you are working in clockwise direction, I mean your complex number in fourth quadrant, so your answer must be negative, pi by 3. So this must be a upon 2 tan inverse, sorry, this is tan minus pi by 3. So this will become minus root 3. So a is minus 2 root 3. So this is the other way. Both methods are fine. This is the easiest way. Next part. This is the if you will take minus common and from these two terms, then this will be the inequality for bisector. Make sure you must have bracket here. This is not the inequality of bisector because we don't have bracket here and here. So this must be in bracket and this must be in bracket. And we must have negative sign here and here. So this is the inequality of bisector, and you need to shade this side, the side of 2i. And here you need to take minus sign common from these two terms. So this is the inequality for circle, of circle. So circle with radius 2 and center 2 plus I. This is 2 plus I and radius 2. And this is the bisector of 2i and 1 plus I. This is 1 plus I and this is 2i. So this is the bisector. And you need to shade this 2i side because this inequality is pointed towards 2i. So this is the required region. And least value of argument z for the points in this region. For least value of argument z, z must be here. If z is here, then its argument must be least. So for that you need to use this triangle. This is 2 and this is 3. So get this angle alpha. And that's the right final answer. Up to 3 significant figures. You need to find this angle. You can take the screenshot of this solution if you want. I hope this lecture will help you to understand how to solve the questions of P3. An important advice for me and for everyone: be pious. We should be pious. Good luck and Allah Hafiz.